Indie Music Live, episode 140. I am JoeJoeKeys, sitting here with the hostess with the mostess, Dave
Werba.
Happy ending, Werba.
Sure.
Hey, Rob, do we have a live feed, a feed to look at?
In Zoom, in the green room, yeah, we're just looking for that little feed. Joe feels naked without it. He can't speak without it.
Oh, there we go. Nice. All right, cool. So how's everybody doing tonight? We have Chris Swan tonight hanging out with us, the featured artist. Oh, look who just popped in. Sweet.
We were just about to announce that Ben Hippen was not going to make it tonight, and we were about 5 seconds from stating that, and he jumped into the room.
Yeah, well, that's good. Cool. So we can do our show. We'll get him set up here. So we also have a world premiere of Loopy Chris Swan's new song, Influence, coming up here in a little bit. You, Dave, you have any I'm a little discombobulated right now. You have anything to say?
Me too. I was literally about to say, it's like we missed Ben Hippen tonight. I was looking forward to the chat that we get to have it. We do get to have it. I can see him moving. I can't hear him talking yet. But
can you hear me?
Yeah,
there we go. Yeah,
cool.
Okay, great.
Yeah, so hang tight. We'll bring you in a little bit, man. Glad you're here. Glad you made it. We're getting a little worried there. So let's go ahead and just check out our first tune. We'll give Rob the chance to get set up, and we'll talk to Ben real quick. So Ben is our featured artist tonight, Ben Hippen. If you've never heard of him before, go check him out. And we're going to check out first song tonight is a brand new, not brand new, but a recent review on the website Stateofnature with their song Fighters. Share this video out. Let us know what you think in the comments, and we'll be right back. Indie Music Live, episode 140. We're all set up. Good deal, good deal. Dave won't stop talking, though. Dave's just talking way too much.
Come on, man. We're trying to get caught up here. Got to make lemonade out of these crazy lemons tonight.
So Stateofnature, I did the review on this band, but I re-listening to the song, I still really like those guitar bends. I think this band's from New Jersey, and they are kind of like beach rock, but East Coast beach rock. I don't know. What do you think, Dave?
Stateofnature, Sun. They go by Sun everywhere, I believe. S-O-N.
Yeah.
This was like 3 songs in one. I mean, the intro was, I thought it was going to be like a new age song with just a bunch of sounds, like a soundscape, atmospheric soundscape. Then it totally switched to this 90s era, like post-grunge, like Toad the Wet Sprocket type of bands, and maybe Bare Naked Ladies. was the middle section, and then it changed again towards the end. Sometimes I like that. I think it's okay here. I enjoyed the tune, but 3 kind of big shifts within the same song, I think, is pushing it just a bit. I think 2 work sometimes, but still not sure about this one, Joe. What do you think, Chris?
Yeah, that was kind of the same thing I thought. It changed a lot. I think overall it was like a solid song, and like sonically was pretty good. And but yeah, it kind of had 2 or 3 different identities, which exactly what you said. It can be a good thing, but it can also be confusing for the listener. So, other than that, it's not really my expertise in the rock and roll music. But I think it's really quality. I'd like to hear some more of their songs and see like what's kind of the rest of their
see if they do that on all their songs.
Right. Maybe that's their thing,
Yeah, maybe it is. Yeah. I'll check them out too.
Cool. Grant, I didn't listen to a word you guys said. Grant Duncan's hanging out with us, the New Zealand Tokyo dude that we had as a featured artist not too long ago. Go check his music out. That dude puts out a lot of stuff. He's always putting out videos and stuff. It's really cool. So moving on, we have Ben Hippen coming up in just a few minutes. First, we're going to check out CJ Hooper, When We Rise. Let us know what you think in the comments. Share this video out wherever you're watching, and we'll catch you in 2 minutes.
Take what I can, make it alright. I wanna fly into the sky, stretch out these wings, then gently glide. And when we rise from these flames, we'll be right once again. When we rise from these flames, we'll be right again. I wanna give you all I can, better the way, better the man. Hold you in my arms, shoulder your heart from any harm. And when we rise from these flames, we'll be right once again. When we rise from these flames, we'll be right again. Stretch your feet from the ground.
Indie Music Live, episode 140, just so happened to land on September 11th on a Tuesday, which I thought was really freaky. So just everybody that's sort of remembering then, there you go. CJ Hooper, When We Rise. Do you like my commemorative speech there? That was not planned. That was spirit of the moment there.
Well, yeah, it's well deserved.
If we had more time, I'd like to like do that whole thing where like, what were you doing? 9 o'clock.
I remember it was like it was yesterday, man. It was one.
That's crazy. Me too. Ridiculous.
A few moments in your life, you could just go right there to that moment.
I watched. I mean, I happened to have the day off, so it was like the only thing that was part of my day that day. I think it was. I don't know. Anyway, CJ Hooper, When We Rise. I like this tune. This is free, I guess you could say. Very free
flowing. Chris, what do you think, man? You go first.
Chris, you look intrigued, man. You look just enthralled to be here. Are you still watching those movies that we were?
I got them on pause. No, I really like this song a lot, actually. I think the hook on this song is really, really nice, and it's simple, but the way it just kind of opens up and it kind of pads out, and it's got this kind of wide sound. I'm just a sucker for stuff like that, man. I think it's a really pretty song. It's well done, sounds really good. Yeah, I think this has, a good, AC rock vibe to it. So I'm a fan of this song.
Yeah, it's kind of like two guitars, one cup.
Exactly.
I don't know if you heard that tune, but
oh man,
this was this was reminding me of John Mayer. This kind of flavor right here. Real smooth background music, real nice mix, really warm. Nice vocals. I like his voice. I think the vocal track was too loud on this song. It was just a little loud. I listened to no headphones, and that can often happen if you're mixing your own tracks. This is just like, it's a syndrome with musicians. If the guy who's mixing the tracks, whatever part is his, is very often a little too loud in the mix. It's just so human nature. Yeah, but that's it. Very good. Cool. Very nice song.
Cool. So moving right along, everybody, thanks for watching with us. Share this video out as always. Let us know what you think. If you're on the replay, thanks for hanging out. And we have Ben Hippen as the featured artist. This week is, if you've been watching the show for a while, we have a featured artist pretty much once a week. We've been doing that for around 140 weeks or more, probably a little bit more than that, actually, because we didn't actually have the show for the first few months that we actually were a business, which is over 3 years old now, by the way. Submit your music to be a featured artist, 50% off this month till the end of the month. FA50, use the code. So let's bring in Ben Hippen. Ben, we recently reviewed your music, and we've been helping you promote your music over the past year or so. And you're pretty unique in the sense that you pretty much are just like a piano dude. We couldn't really call you rock. We can't call you jazz. We can't call you alternative. You're like new age piano, jazzy piano kind of stuff. So this is where I normally give the featured artist a chance to sort of let us know who you are and what you're doing, and then we're going to take a listen to your song "Tiger Dies Alone," and then we'll come back and get deeper with Dave. So, who are you and what are you doing here?
That's a great question. So I'd say I'm probably somewhere between a composer and a songwriter. I have a background in writing a lot of instrumental music. I also write songs with vocals. And actually, I'm putting an act together soon that will be doing regular songs, but I'm somewhere in the middle there. And there isn't really a particular genre that I identify with. I really, everyone says that, and that may be important to people or not important to people, but to me, it's really important to sort of like really find my own path.
Yeah, definitely. Cool. So Tiger Dies Alone, we'll take a listen to it. Dave will probably get a little deeper with it, and I got some heartburn as usual. So Rob, hit it.
Deeper with Dave. Deeper with Dave. Oh, yeah.
Sponsored by...
Ben, I'm glad you showed up just in time, man. I was looking forward to this chat. Did some Googling of your visage and other body parts and found some interesting, I mean, like hands on the keys. Come on, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, some interesting articles, and I listened to a lot of your music, man. It was really impressive, like smooth but sharp, and just really technically sound, and really enjoyed it, man. So I want to break it down. How you doing tonight, man?
Really, really well. Thanks. It's good to be here.
Awesome, man. So I always like to go back, you know, as far as possible. And by the way, I started playing piano when I was about 5 years old. Joe, when he was young, and Joe's a music teacher as well. Chris Swan teaches piano. 4 piano players, all right here. And
amazing.
Yeah, so let's kind of, Rob has seen a piano too, so we got 5 piano guys here. So you studied at Harvard, and you met this guy named Steve Piha, and Steve wrote this article about your early years, I guess, and the formative years, and starting out just after college. So you got right into music education and software design. Is that correct?
Yeah. Coming out of college, we worked together on a lot of music tech projects. This was in the 80s, and actually our first big project was the Finale, the music notation software that's kind of the standard.
Oh, wow, nice.
We worked on the original version of that. I actually did the first commercial project in Finale. And we wound up working on the K250, the Kurzweil 250.
Yep.
First like serious sampling keyboard, and a lot of those sort of groundbreaking projects that were happening in the 80s. So I had sort of come to this with a classical background, but that pulled me right into coding and software and sort of what was the state of the art in music tech in those days.
Did you find yourself not playing and writing as much during that time, or?
Definitely. That's always the thing. Yeah. There's only 25 hours in a day.
Yeah. Around there. So how long did you kind of ride that wave, you know, save up some money? I'm sure that was part of it. Just kind of, if you guys are rocking at the high level of the software world, at what point did you start to kind of make the switch? Did you ease back into playing over time?
You know, it was a pretty classic story. We wound up starting our own company. We made a bunch of software, and we sold the company and sort of cashed out. And I had this moment of realization that I'd been wanting to do music, and I'd been doing the tech stuff for a long time, which I loved, but I wanted to get back to doing music. So then in the 90s, I hung out my shingle as a composer, really got into music heavily, and I worked as a composer and arranger in the 90s. Did film scores, and I was living in Seattle at the time, so I was doing like that whole indie thing. Doing theater music, short films.
Indie, never heard of it. No, sorry.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So that was sort of my compositional background, was film scoring.
Okay, so now you're performing coffee houses, venues all over the place. Sometimes you bring in guests, vocalists and everything. And I'd like to add here, when I was listening to this tune that we just played, I was hearing other instruments. I was hearing like kind of a jazz fusion type of drum beat going on, you know, wandering bass on top of what you're playing. Do you hear that stuff too, or do you just like to focus on the keys and that's it?
No, I hear that stuff too. One thing I do, I really am kind of probably an old school arranger. And I come from that kind of background. So I love taking my stuff and doing it either for solo piano, or I did some recording this summer for full orchestra. And so there's no specific instrumentation that I work with. This sort of like expanded piano palette with processing is sort of where I've been this summer. And the tracks I've been releasing this summer have kind of been in that.
Okay. So I watched a bunch of videos. I didn't hear any of the songs with other instruments in it. Is that your plan, is to create an album like that where you expand out the songs that you've written?
Yeah, definitely. This summer I
Okay.
recorded 2 EPs. One's with piano and cello, and then I recorded some tracks with full orchestra. So I'm hoping I'll be rolling those out over the winter. And then in November, I'm going into the studio with a singer, and I'm hoping to find a percussionist and maybe some other instruments to work with too.
Awesome. So I often pontificate to small gatherings about the connection between music and mathematics. I think there's quotes that go all the way back to Pythagoras on this stuff, and Einstein later. There's this quote, there's this line in your buddy Steve's Medium article. I just want to read it. So, teaching mathematics endows a student with an enriching skill. Teaching media arts endows a student with a skill set, allowing that young person to interpret the world more perceptively and to practice better self-defense against media manipulation. I just love that. I love that, man. I'd like any thoughts just on that connection.
Oh yeah, I really, really strongly believe that. I just think that art is so much more than entertainment. Art is how we relate to each other. Art is how we relate to the world. And having a strong artistic voice, whether that is as a fan or as a person who performs other people's music or as you write your own, whatever it is, it just makes you able to interact with the world in a much stronger way.
Absolutely.
It's so much more important than just entertainment.
Yeah, I just like the thing about opening your mind to different perceptions. So, not living like a rigid, straight line in your life, and just open your eyes sometimes. But all right, so website, I want to call this out: benhippen.com, BenHippen.com. What's your Twitter and social handles, man?
I'm at Ben Hippen on everything. I also have an open page on Facebook, Ben Hippen Music. And we just launched a Facebook page for our new act called Eggin and Hippen. That's EGGEN and Hippen. And I'm pretty much the only Ben Hippen that I know that's active under that name as a musician. So you'll find me.
All right. It's a pleasure chatting with you, man. We'd love to have you come back.
I'd love to be back. Thanks.
Yep.
Enjoyed it.
All right, Rob, if you're ready, we're going next to this crazy song called Influence by this guy named Chris Swan.
World premiere.
Let's do this right there.
Tell me that I cannot do what I want to do, what I need to do, what God has told me to. And now I see all these people sitting in their misery in Missouri and every other state this life has brought me to. But I just can't stand to see these people thinking that their life is over. All over a girl, a job, a lost one, or not being sober. And I can't help but thinking if they knew what I knew, they would see that there's a way out and the suffering can now be over. See, I know what it feels like to be stuck, caught in a rut, feeling like there's no way to pull yourself up. So what to do to make the people around you feel your pain? And then it's just more of the same. But please hear me when I say clearly to all y'all dearly, do not get near me if you just wanna fear me to join your party. It's a pity that you already ain't with me, I'm sorry, I'm moving on. Everybody wanna say that dreams aren't meant to be. Let's see, got a few believers surrounding me. That is my influence. And if you wanna stay behind and never try, that's fine. I'm swimming in dreams that never die. That is my influence.
Hey, who said because you black you can't make a difference? It's like you'd rather go to court instead he go to prison. But they ain't giving tuitions for being dumb. Look at what we become. The knowledge is deeply rooted. You can seek it through a bum. I look at my daughter's eyes, see the queen they can be. My son can be a key, but his strength depends on me. Now I teach them all right, and hopefully they'll follow when they wanna be some wives instead of a baby mama. Hey.
So that was Influenced by Chris Swan featuring Jarmel Reese here with the extra rap and the extra singing going on. Add this one to Spotify, Chris. This is a winner. I was really digging this one, man. Nice full sound, really good mix. You stepped outside the box a little in this one, man. I think. I'm sure you know that, Chris. I'm just going to speak to your face right now.
Yes.
I'm just going to just say it right to you. Yeah, the faster rap, just different stuff, more percussive, man. That's the most percussive rap I've ever heard you do, and it works. I think it's your best stuff. Seriously, Joe, what do you think, man?
Yeah, I mean, yep. I've known Loopy. I've known Chris for a long time. I've known him for so long.
Hey, you can still rip it to shreds right to his face, man. Go ahead.
I mean, I really can't though, because Chris is one of my biggest influences when it comes to writing music anyway. So, I mean, even his worst songs I love. So, you know, it's just what it is. I mean, he's always, there's always been something special about Chris's music. And I dropped out of college to be in a band with him. So, I mean, it's never, I've told him, he knows this. I've told him this plenty of times, but he's it, man.
Rob is crying right now.
Rob's crying into a cup.
That is.
Oh, God.
All right, Chris.
So we just wanted to premiere. Oh, I'm sorry, Dave.
I want to give him a chance to just maybe explain about the writing of the tune. I don't know.
Yeah.
Give him a chance to talk, Joe. Chris Swan.
I like it. I like everything you're saying. Thanks very much. I appreciate that. I always appreciate you guys playing my music on the show. So thank you so much for doing that. And
what about the experimentation with this new kind of beat style?
Yeah, that's very true. So as I've been doing a new single every month, and I have a new record coming out this fall, and as I've been exploring that process, I kind of feel like each song I've been doing, I've maybe been honing in on the sound that I really want, so it makes sense. This is single number 5, I think, that, I'm kind of these last couple singles, another one coming out next month I'm really excited about too, are definitely, some of my favorite tunes. So it's just, it's very 90s. It's really this, if you listen to the beat and stuff, it's very much based on Return of the Mac by Mark Morrison.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Is it only took you 30 years to get your sound honed in.
Well, yeah, exactly. And it's a very 90s retro thing. And that's what I love, man. That's the stuff I love. And I'm finding a lot of other people who really love that era too. There's a lot of hip hop fans that, think
Will Smith, man. There's a touch of Will Smith in there, right?
Yeah. I've had a few people say that. Good call. So
cool.
Yeah, it was really fun doing this tune and getting Jarmel on there. He's a super talented dude from St. Louis here. He's a great rapper and a real positive guy. So I was really excited to have him on the song as well.
So where can people find out more about your music, dude?
Yeah, soulmotivationrecords.com. That is where you can find it out. And in the comments to this feed on Facebook, nice job down there. And in the comments, I also posted a link where you can, check out our playlist that's on Spotify as well as Apple Music. So
that's spam right there.
So check that out.
Cool. And Rob just took a big gulp out of a red cup. Who knows what's in that shit?
I know.
Anyway,
2 producers, 1 cup.
Any final words, Dave?
That's it. That's all I can say.
On that note, we'll see you next week, everybody. Thanks for watching. Cheers. Peace. Bye.
Every time I see her face, she lies.